Hello, goddesses. Welcome back to Habits of a Goddess channel. So today we are in a different location. I wanted to get some fresh air and I wanted to talk about creativity. One of my, on one of the comments, one of the posts, you guys comment this topic, how to unlock your creativity, and you wanted some affirmations around it. So there is a new episode that is out that is talking about creativity. So definitely check that out if you haven't listened to it already. But I'm going to elaborate a little bit more in this episode. And I thought, what other better view is to have the palm trees you probably can see reflecting in the glass. Have the palm trees, I have the pool, beautiful view. It's like so amazing and it just gives me lots of inspiration. So speaking of inspiration, that's where creativity flows for me. And how you unlock your creativity is being able to find inspiration throughout the day. For me, I enjoy walking in nature, and sometimes I get like these amazing ideas on topics to talk about on the podcast, or sometimes I just have like amazing, business ideas, or sometimes I'm able to reflect back on like where I'm at in life and just have like that moment with myself and be grounded in the present moment. So being in nature allows me to allow my creativity to flow when I'm in nature. So let's talk about how you can unlock your creativity and you can implement this right away. So first thing first is not being afraid to make mistakes along the way. When I first started, I think the first creative expression that I can remember as a kid was pageants. And for some reason that really sticks with me. I remember my first pageant. I was probably 8 years old and I was expressing this to my grandmother at the time that I really wanted to be in this pageant. It was called Little Miss 4th District and it was a school pageant. And at the time, my grandmother was like, "You're way too young to wear makeup, and we don't have the money to do this, and how are we gonna do it?" But I was so persistent with her. She finally gave in and couldn't say no, and so I was able to participate in the pageant. We found someone at my church to do my hair. We found someone to sponsor a dress for me. And makeup wise, I remember this lady selling Avon that my grandmother was really friends with. And so they had like these little makeup kits and it was like a chart. And you were able to like see where you applied the makeup at. I don't know if you guys remember this, but like they had like this little picture of a sketch of a person's face and you saw where the eyeshadow went, what the blush went, the foundation, the lipstick, all that. So back then they didn't really have a range of foundation for my shade. So the darkest shade they had was like a reddish brown and it looked so bad, but that's a different story. And I remember playing in the makeup. As a child, you're not thinking about how to contour, how to do your eyebrows, how to do your lashes. Like, you're not thinking of that. And you probably shouldn't be wearing makeup as a child, but that's a whole nother story. But I was a child. I was 8 years old. Like, who didn't want to play in makeup when they were 8? You want to play in makeup. You saw your mom wearing makeup or your teacher wearing makeup, and you want to kind of like emulate them, right? So I remember as a kid, like playing in makeup, playing dress up, and learning how to walk in the pageant because there was like a rehearsal for it. And I did not win, but I got a participation trophy, and that was like the beginning of my pageant career. But I share that little story with you guys because as a young kid, I wasn't thinking what adults think today. Like, how do I look? How does the makeup look on me? How does the dress look on me? How do I look on stage? Like, I wasn't thinking anything of that nature. I was just allowing myself to create and just like be a kid. And so that was like the first memory I can remember as a child of expressing my creativity through pageants, expressing my creativity through makeup, playing in it, playing dress up. And even though I didn't win that pageant, I didn't give up. I kept going and participating and competing. And eventually one day I started winning. And if you guys would love a story on that, I can do a whole story on my whole pageant journey. But creativity came at such a young age because I was not afraid to mess up my makeup. I was not afraid to maybe mess up on stage and maybe trip if I trip, from walking those cute little kid heels. I was not afraid. So I think when you're afraid, you block that flow of creativity because you're critiquing yourself. You're telling yourself these, limitations like, I don't look good, or I don't look a certain way, or maybe I need to talk a certain way or appear to appeal a certain way to a certain audience. So you're blocking that flow of creativity when you are critiquing yourself on a constant basis. When you start reframing and reaffirming to yourself that you are a creative goddess and creativity flows in frequency, and you frequently create without even effort, that's when you're allowing yourself to create and you unlock your creativeness. Another great way to unlock your creativeness and not being afraid to create with the judgment of yourself, because we do judge ourselves first before others judge us, is to make a decision today that no matter what, I am going to create and give myself permission to create from a abundance mindset. A lot of times we feel like we don't have the resources and tools to maybe start a YouTube channel, or to start a podcast, start a business, start a coaching service. We feel like we don't have the resources and tools to do those things. So we just stop creating. We stop doing the things that makes us happy. And when you have a lack mindset, that does block your creativeness as well. So when you can transform that mindset from lack to abundance, your creative energy is unlocked, it's flowing, and you are able to think freely without the fear of not having lack of. So abundance is your best avenue when it comes to creating, because look at this view. I know you guys probably can't see, but I'll give you guys like a little tour. And I just see so much beauty. For so many years, I had a screensaver on my laptop, and it was palm trees, and it was an island. And I had that on my screensaver for like over a decade. And about 2 years ago, I upgraded my computer, got a new computer, and I just had a moment when I was transitioning everything from the old computer to the new computer, and I was creating like a new screensaver. I realized like, wow, I created my abundant life because I'm now here and this is my reality. My reality is when I wake up in the morning, I see coconut trees, I see palm trees, I see bananas. I mean, it's just so gorgeous. And I couldn't have gotten here if I didn't take that first step of believing in myself, doing my inner work, creating. Everything that I touch, it prospers. Everything that I touch turns into gold. Like, my mind is worth millions. I'm constantly creating a sacred space for me to work on myself, be my best self, and to be a service to others in abundance. Everything that I do, it comes from my creative flow. It comes from an abundance. And that's why this channel and this podcast is helping millions and millions and millions of women. So I always say gratitude is a great way to practice your abundance mindset too as well. And your creative energy will be definitely flowing, and it will be unlocked from any blockage that may be within yourself. So ladies, let me know in the comments if this video helped. And also, don't forget, I do have an announcement. Habits of a Goddess has a new subscription membership only on the podcast. It is right now $4.99 a month, and there is going to be bonus content inside that subscription membership. So on the podcast, you may notice a new video, a new episode. It's called My Story. I am an orphan, and if you guys want to learn more about me and get a little bit more insight on what is going on behind the scenes, behind the Habits of a Goddess, and just me, get to know me as a person, I do share a little bit more vulnerable on that. And we're going to have some amazing conversations over there. And some guests too coming soon. So definitely subscribe if you want to be part of that membership only content. And right now it's $4.99 a month. and you can opt out at any time, but it's definitely a place where you want to be, and you will get first notice on any upcoming live in-person events. So I look forward to seeing you over there. Don't forget to follow Habits of a Goddess on social media, on the podcast, and subscribe to this channel if you're new here. So thank you, lovely goddesses. Don't forget to unlock your creativity, let it flow, because you are the creative goddess. Bye, goddesses. All right, so I'm going to show you our banana tree. It's so gorgeous, and I just feel like this is like, you have to have a banana tree. If you love smoothies, like this is just so like nice to have, because you can just come out here, get a banana, make your smoothie, and yeah, so I'm going to show you our banana tree. Look how gorgeous this is. And I think every 3 months it creates a new batch of bananas. We have 5 banana trees, so we're always getting like batches of bananas. And I think this one holds about 60 bananas. So yeah, that is pretty cool. They're almost ready. So that's really, really nice. But yeah, so really nice. And then we have, I don't know how many coconut trees we have. We have a lot of coconut trees. This tree right here, once it's really like the landscaper needs to come here, it looks like a pineapple. So once they kind of like clean it up, but right now it's like growing crazy. And then like, I'll show you guys the coconut trees. So pretty. This is our canal. Everyone on here has a boat. Everyone on here has jet skis or a boat, or they have both. So it's really fun. You see people going in and out. Sometimes really early in the morning, you see people going out to go fishing too. So that's really cool. So this is one of many coconut trees that we have. Right now, there's some little ones kind of coming in, if you guys can see. But we do have a guy that we use. He comes and like cuts the coconuts down, and he cuts our trees, and then he takes the coconuts, and he'll leave us some obviously, but like he'll do that for us. And then we have these beautiful trees over here too. He wanted to cut them, but I was like, no, I love them, but they do grow pretty tall, so it's pretty big. But yeah, it's beautiful. And this is what I call home. So gorgeous, like all of this nature. So ladies, a little bit more of a tour. This is what it's all about. Abundance, abundance, abundance. Abundance of bananas, abundance of plants. You create your own reality. So goddess, definitely check out the subscription content, because I'm going to be sharing a little bit more of my life over there, and I want you to join me on this beautiful journey.